I guess it's that time again. Yeah, you have seen the title of this video, is that right? And you have seen the thumbnail to this, right? Okay, good. Yeah, just need to be sure everything is completely quiet for now. Don't want anything to actually happen now, right? Are we good? Nothing's happened? Alright, well. Yeah, I guess I do need a little something to really get things going up for sure. So yeah. Everybody, you know who it is, and you know it's the place to be, and, well, you know the drill, so yeah, I guess for starters, yeah, I think I might as well say right now, since, yeah, I guess it's quite obvious, this is a brand new thoughts video for sure, and, well, I guess probably by the time this video goes live, looks like June has officially come to an end, and, well, we're now in July as we speak, so sorry about that, I just need to get out a cough for sure, but I'm all good for sure, so yeah, I guess it's quite obvious that now that June is officially come and gone, we're now officially in July as we speak, so yeah, looks like there's a whole lot going on for this summer, and boy, it's actually going to be quite interesting. Especially seeing how the 4th of July will be coming up in about a few days from now, to which, thankfully, around that, pretty much around that time, I did manage to, of course, get myself a day off from, of course, work this week, so yeah, I actually have all the time that I need for sure, and, well, I've officially got back from, of course, visiting my friend Glenori for her bachelorette party for sure, which was, of course, a whole lot of fun for sure, and I'm really excited for her wedding that I'm going to be attending to this weekend, so yeah, I think it's actually quite fitting, of course, this one, but I'll be sure to pretty much see how it all goes from there for sure, but I guess right up until then, it's back to business as normal on this channel for sure, and I guess for today's thoughts video for sure, well, it has been quite a few years since we dabble into, of course, pretty much one of those flicks, and of course this horror franchise for sure, and quite fitting because luckily enough for today's movie we're officially talking about here today, I mean, it's quite obvious, the thumbnail and the title might have given it away, and my little hint I actually gave at the beginning might actually give you the full idea, of course, how it all goes from here, so yeah, I think it makes sense for me to finally talk about one of these films once again for sure, and I do mean that in the best possible way for sure, because yeah, quite frankly, if you know exactly what I'm talking about based on one of them I've actually talked about a few years ago, I think it's about time that we revisit this for sure, so yeah. And I guess if you, and I guess if anything, since after what we've actually been through for a part of this month, with of course pretty much the latest Bad Boys movie for sure, and let's not forget Inside Out 2 being the massive comeback for Disney for sure, I think it's about time that we get ourselves a little quiet for sure. Yeah, don't want to, you know, attract these creatures that can actually kill us through a sound for sure. So shh. And I think you notice a whole lot of whispering as we speak. So Okay, I think I might as well spill the beans for sure. So yeah. I think it's about time that, for, of course, the third time as of now, I think we might as well pipe ourselves down and go completely quiet for sure as we talk about the latest film that I managed to officially go see not too long ago, which is none other than A Quiet Place Day 1. So yeah, that's of course what we're going to be talking about here today. Is not only the latest film that just came out not too long ago, but it's also the latest installment in, of course, the small little horror franchise that I did have a little run-in with in the past, which is of course A Quiet Place. So yeah, it's pretty much what we're going to be talking about here today. So yeah. Alright. Okay then, so before I could go ahead and talk about this latest movie, I think we might as well do a little recap on, of course, well, the previous Quiet Place movies that came out beforehand for sure, and yeah, I guess for starters with, of course, the first Quiet Place movie. Yeah, what can I say about it? A lot of people haven't already. It is, of course, an absolute masterpiece for sure, and really, actually, pretty much defined, of course, the horror movies that we've actually been getting in the recent years for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, everything from, of course, the incredible story, the amazing acting, to the brilliant direction from former Office star John Krasinski, actually makes this a horror icon for the modern generation for sure. And yeah, even I myself managed to finally admit to the hang right around sometime after the film came out for sure. It is just an absolute amazing movie for sure. So yeah, and of course for its sequel, which I did already talk about a few years ago, A Quiet Place Part 2. Yeah, to me, I actually love it as much as I love the first Quiet Place movie for sure. So yeah, pretty much it did everything that you would expect for sure, keeping the same ideas and the continuity as, of course, the first film, but also expand the story in such a way that that can really get ourselves intrigued for sure. So yeah. But yeah, like I said, I did already talk about the second Quiet Place movie a few years ago for sure. So if you want a full-on analysis on, of course, that, then I highly suggest you go watch my thoughts video on that said movie to see for yourself for sure. So yeah, I guess needless to say, the first two Quiet Place movies are absolutely amazing horror flicks for sure. I really can't get enough of them for sure, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who actually thinks of that for sure. So yeah, I guess given to all that, and well, oh, excuse me. But yeah, given to all that, I'm sure a lot of us are anticipating to see what Part 3 will have to offer for sure, and not to worry about a thing. I'm pretty sure it will come for sure, but I guess in the meantime, I think it makes sense to finally pretty much dive right into this flick for sure, which I guess is one thing I should mention for sure. Not only is it serving as a prequel to, of course, the first two films for sure, but it's also serving as a spin-off movie for sure. So yeah, pretty much of anything, keeping the same idea as of course in the on what's been given in the first two films for sure, but also showcasing a differing story from another perspective for sure, to which, honestly, to me, I think is, of course, a really clever idea for sure. I'm quite curious to see on, of course, what they had to offer to help expand the lore and, of course, the fascination with, of course, the Quiet Place movies, not just keeping it to, of course, the main characters for sure, So yeah, and, well, judging by what I've actually seen in the trailers, it actually does look like it can actually be really quite intriguing for sure, So yeah, I think if anything, it actually does deliver, of course, what's actually being promised for sure, based on what we've saw in the trailers, to which, yeah, I have to admit, ever since they first came on, for sure, I actually got myself really excited to see on what they're going to do for that one, for sure, So yeah, and of course, luckily enough, since I got back home from, of course, pretty much visiting my friend for her bachelorette party for sure, which was a riot by the way. I managed to, of course, get myself in to officially go and see this movie for myself, all thanks to the kind people at Crown City Cinemas, as always, for letting me do so for sure, So yeah, I did manage to finally go in to, of course, see this movie for sure, and, well, now that I've officially got back from, of course, seeing it not too long ago, I bet a lot of you guys may be wondering, what do I think of this movie now that I finally got the chance to go see it? Well, I'm not gonna lie, I think it definitely did deliver, of course, what's been given for sure, which, yeah, I guess to me, actually makes it a pretty good flick. I mean, okay, don't get me wrong, I don't think it's actually as great as, of course, the first two films, for sure. But given to, of course, what I've actually seen, I think it actually does deliver as, of course, a pretty solid spin-off flick that's been given for sure. Yeah, actually telling a different story for sure, while keeping the same continuity as, of course, the first two films for sure, to which, yeah, in the end, actually does make it a pretty good flick for sure. Again, not great, but I definitely do think it's actually pretty good for sure, So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Okay, I guess I'm done with that. Alright, so, So yeah, now that I've actually got the short version out of the way, I think I might as well go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about for sure. For starters is, of course, the story, and yeah, I guess given to, of course, what I've actually seen, I do think the story in this movie is actually a pretty interesting one for sure. Again, it pretty much does deliver on, of course, what's been given for sure. Not only is it actually doing a fine job doing its own thing for sure, and actually telling a different story from another perspective for sure, but it also actually does do a fine job, and of course, keeping up with the themes and the ideas, and even the continuity as, of course, the first two films for sure, So yeah, and of course, pretty much the whole idea of seeing on how these creatures from the these films actually came down to Earth and wreak havoc, where all we do is, of course, make a bunch of noise for sure. Yeah, I think it really did deliver, of course, how it actually happened for sure. To which, yeah, I think they really did really great job with, of course, this one for sure. I really got intrigued with pretty much everything that goes on, and what situation everyone is in, and how our characters are going to try to get out of it alive for sure. So yeah, I guess with, of course, what I've actually seen, I really do think this film actually did deliver a pretty interesting story from, of course, what I've actually seen, to actually make it all the more engaging for sure. So yeah, I think that's definitely what I can say for, of course, the story for, of course, this movie. Now for the writing, I have to say, yeah, that too, I will have to say, is also pretty interesting for sure. I really do think the writing in this film is actually pretty well crafted for sure, and I really do admire, of course, what they've actually done to actually make this all the more incredible for sure. So yeah, I guess pretty much with what I've actually seen, they yeah, I think if anything, they really did a great job with, of course, the writing for sure. Yeah, pretty much if anything, yeah, like I said, it really does want to, of course, keep with the ideas and elements as the first two films for sure, and I really do think they actually did a great job with, of course, this one for sure. So yeah, that's of course what I can say for, of course, the story and the writing for, of course, this one for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alrighty then, so yeah, now that I've actually got those two out of the way, I think I might as well go ahead and talk about the next couple of things I need to talk about for sure. So that I think I will begin with, of course, well, the characters for sure, and yeah, I guess there's no doubt in my mind that I really do admire, of course, what they've actually done with the characters for sure. Each and every single one of them, from what I've actually seen, they are actually very likable and interesting for sure, and I really do get myself fully invested with, of course, almost every single one of them for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, there was never one moment that doesn't make me want to say that I want these characters to die for sure. Yeah, I think I will have to say I really do admire, of course, what they did with the characters for sure, and yeah, every single time I see them on screen, I do find myself actually rooting for them for sure, and I do want them to get out of the situation alive for sure. So yeah, and let's not forget to mention the development that they're actually giving for sure. Yeah, that I will have to say, I do actually admire for sure, so that way I can help understand them for sure, which I really do think they did a great job for sure, to which, yeah, pretty much of anything, I really do like the way the characters are actually developed for sure. So yeah, that's of course what I can say, of course, that front. Now, as for the actors that came on board to play all these characters, yeah, I will have to say they actually did get some really good actors for sure, as the acting, I will have to say, is actually brilliantly well done for sure. So yeah, I really do get myself fully invested with each and every single performance that's actually been given through the actors for sure, and yeah, I think with, of course, what I've actually seen, I really do admire, of course, the effort and commitment to really make this work for sure, and that's one thing I should mention for sure, is that much like the last two films, this film actually did pretty much does rely on little to no dialogue for sure, to which yeah, you actually do get a good sense of that pretty much at the beginning of the film for sure, but as it goes on and as the invasion of these alien creatures actually wreak havoc, that's where pretty much all the acting and stuff actually stops with the dialogue for sure. So yeah, pretty much of anything, all the acting for sure, pretty much 100% does rely on, of course, the facial expressions from the actors, and even pretty much their emotions for sure, like when you see the actors actually being absolutely afraid for sure, you really do feel like they really are afraid entirely, like if anything, just this... Yeah, pretty much that kind of acting for sure. So yeah, and again, pretty much all that does rely on, of course, little to no dialogue for sure, to which I really do admire from what I've actually seen. I really do get myself invested in the acting more when it relies on the emotions and the facial expressions from, of course, the actors for sure, and that is certainly the casing, of course, this movie for sure. So yeah, that's of course what I can say for, of course, the characters and the actors and, of course, this movie as a whole. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Okay, so yeah, now that I've actually got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about? Actually, quite a whole lot for sure. Seeing how this is a horror movie for sure, I think it makes sense to actually talk about the one thing that comes into mind when you think of any horror movie for sure, and that being, of course, the tone and atmosphere for sure. So yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that much like the pretty much the first two films, the tone and the atmosphere in this movie is actually quite amazing for sure. Yeah, pretty much if anything, it really does pretty much get you pretty much get yourself shifting into your gears to actually pretty much know what goes on and what kind of predicament for sure, and I really do get myself invested with everything that goes on throughout the course of the movie for sure, with everything being this whole apocalyptic saying that our heroes are now forced to being for sure, to which yeah, I will have to say, I really do think they really accomplished that quite well for sure, and let's not forget to mention for the fact that the scare factor for sure is also brilliantly well done for sure. Yeah, everything pretty much everything building up almost each and every single scare for sure is actually brilliantly well done. They didn't rely on pretty much loud and booming horror music for sure. Yeah, pretty much seeing how part of this movie is called A Quiet Place for sure. Yeah, it does rely a good chunk of this movie to actually go quiet for sure, to which yeah, I will have to say is brilliantly well done for sure. When you actually hear everything yeah, when you hear everything going quiet for sure, throughout the course of the movie, when these creatures are around for sure, waiting to actually hunt down their prey whenever someone makes a noise for sure, yeah, you actually do feel like you are about to get frightened for sure. Yeah, and they actually did it in a way to actually really make it all the more scary for sure, to which, yeah, I really do think they really accomplished that quite well for sure. I really love on what they actually did to really make everything in this movie all the more frightening for sure. Yeah, and I think if anything, its talking atmosphere actually did quite well for sure, and even the way the pretty much a good chunk of people, let alone most of the characters for sure, to get killed off for sure, is actually brilliantly well done for sure. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, they had to do it in pretty much in a PG-13 way for sure, but yeah. But regardless, whenever you actually see someone die in these films, you really do feel like they actually did die for sure. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what I could say, of course, that front for sure. And that's how much I really do love the tone and atmosphere, of course, this movie for sure. So yeah, that's of course what I can say, of course, that front. So So yeah, and of course, pretty much the visuals and the effects in this film is also brilliantly well done for sure. I really do love the way on how the film looks visually for sure. Starting off all pretty and nice to all of a sudden apocalyptic and destructive for sure. So yeah, and even the creatures themselves, like in the last two films, still absolutely look great for sure. Whether it be up close or somewhere in the distance for sure, they actually do look like actual creatures that can actually hunt you down and kill you for sure. So yeah, that's how great the visuals and the effects are in, of course, this film for sure. I really do admire, of course, what they actually did, so yeah, and of course, the direction of this film from, of course, the film's director, to which, by the way, John Krasinski is not attached to this one, but only as a producer for sure, so they pretty much got a different director for sure, and with what I'm actually seeing for sure, I mean, it's not actually great by all means, but I do think his directing style, and of course, this film is, I do think is actually pretty good for sure. Again, not great in my opinion, but I really do think I think his directing in this film is actually done pretty good for sure. So yeah, not really something that could actually win me over, as parts of it is, of course, part of the little bit of the downfall of this movie for sure. But again, it's not terrible all the way for sure. I do think it's actually pretty good for sure. So yeah, and excuse me, I think I might have just farted for a second. I'm so sorry. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on for sure. So now that I've got the direction out of the way, we might as well move on to the cinematography for sure. And yeah, I will have to say the cinematography in this film is also actually done pretty good for sure, with some really, really great camera shots that they actually did to actually make this movie look absolutely incredible for sure. And I really do admire, of course, what they actually did to actually make this one look incredible for sure. So yeah, I really do admire the cinematography in this film that really does make it look absolutely great for sure. So yeah, and of course the editing, I have to say, yeah, there's no doubt in my mind, it actually does cut up, yeah, it is cut up perfectly for sure to actually make this movie actually work for sure. Not only matching the tone and the atmosphere for sure, but also with the film's themes and pacing for sure, which those as well actually works quite well for sure. That I really do admire in such a way to actually make this incredible for sure. So yeah, I guess with everything that I have to say, yeah, that's how much I have to say that I really do like this movie for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Okay, so I guess with all that said and done, that's pretty much everything that I can say for, of course, this one for sure. So yeah, overall, for while I don't think it's actually as great as the first two films for sure, there's no doubt in my mind that A Quiet Place Day 1 is certainly a really good and yet pretty solid spin-off flick from what I've actually seen. So yeah, I guess if anything, not everything in this movie actually turned out great for sure, but for the ones that actually did work in its entirety, I do think it's actually done pretty good for sure. So yeah, everything from, of course, what I've actually seen, I really do love it for what it actually wants to do. That actually gave us exactly what we hoped for sure. Not only standing out quite well on its own, telling its own story from its own perspective for sure, but also keeping up with the themes, ideas, and even the continuity as the first two Quiet Place movies at the same time, to which yeah, in the end, actually works quite well in its entirety, that I can really get myself fully intrigued with everything that goes on for sure, So yeah, I guess either way, I really do admire, of course, what this movie has actually accomplished for sure, and it actually does make it, well, not really a great, nor even pitch perfect for what it is, but actually does make it a pretty good flick all around for sure, so yeah, I can't necessarily say it's actually as great as the first two Quiet Place movies for sure, but nor will I actually say it's one of the best movies that I've actually seen for this year for sure. Hell, I guess for the lagger, I've actually seen movies that are way better than this for sure. But for what it is, I actually do think it's actually a pretty good flick all around for sure. So yeah, again, not really pitch perfect for what it is, but I do think it's actually pretty good for what it wants to do for sure, and actually doing it in such a way that I think they really accomplished that quite well for sure. So yeah, I guess either way, regardless on that, yeah, I guess there's no doubt in my mind that I do still highly recommend this movie for sure. So yeah, chances are you're probably not going to get much compared to what I think of for sure, but for a spin-off of course, the first two Quiet Place movies, yeah, I think if anything, you're definitely going to get something that really does make it not only fun and exciting, but also pretty much chilling and, of course, terrifying at the same time for sure. So yeah, I know it definitely did with me, so yeah, I was not only terrified for sure, but I did find myself having a good time for sure. So yeah, if it, I guess if anything, if that's something up your alley, then I say definitely check this movie out. I say you're definitely gonna get pretty much a whole lot for sure. And again, I don't really think it's by all means great, but I do think it's actually a pretty good spin-off movie that actually does make you still want to go quiet. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, for my final score, yeah, I am definitely going to be fair on, of course, this one, and I'll give A Quiet Place Day 1 a pretty nice, yeah, a pretty nice 8 out of 10 as my final score for sure. Like I said, it's not really pretty much the best out of course, these movies for sure, but I do think it's actually pretty good for what it is that will definitely leave you on the edge of your seat for sure. So yeah, either way, I do think it's actually a good movie for what it is, and I do think it's actually well worth checking out for sure. So yeah. Yeah, trust me when I say I think you're definitely gonna have a really scary, but yeah, pretty good time checking this one out for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright, so I guess with all that said and done, that's pretty much everything that I can say for, of course, this movie for sure. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest Fox video, and by all means, I must ask, what do you think of A Quiet Place Day 1? Do you think it's absolutely fantastic and is equally as great as the first two films, or do you absolutely hate it and think it's actually much weaker compared to the last films for sure? Or are you somewhere in between where you actually think it's okay for the most part? So yeah, let me know down in the comment section below on what you thought about this movie, if you've actually seen it. I would definitely love to know on what you guys think. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest Thoughts video, and man, I guess another Quiet Place movie is finally marked off on my list for sure. Now I'm actually quite curious to see what part 3 will have to offer once that comes out for sure. I'd be really quite curious to see how that will go down for sure. So yeah, and now that we got pretty much all the movies for the month of June out of the way, let's see what July will have to offer with some new releases that we're going to be getting for sure now that we're at the peak of the summer season for sure. So yeah, hopefully I think if things actually get worked out, and of course on my end, I'll be sure to pretty much fill you guys in on, of course, the ones I've actually seen and give you guys what I actually thought about them in the next Fox video for sure. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and now if you excuse me, I'm gonna try and get out of here in the quietest way possible. So, I mean, hey, it is a common theme, and of course, these movies that I'm talking about, so might as well follow through. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.
Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/Ackleyattack427's to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427 Productions, for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more, in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyattackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.